like to take a moment to welcome all of you here to the CI Mentoring Holiday Party, and to thank. I joined the community about a year ago in January, and it's just been an amazing journey to meet a bunch of very hardworking and positive individuals trying to make some positive changes in their lives and go in some great directions. And it's been really inspirational, and it's been an amazing journey to meet new people every day and just help. So welcome. And I'd also like to take a second to thank Ray for all of his support and always backing me up, allowing me to vent and supporting me and helping me along the way, no matter what time it was, but he was always there. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it, Ray. And I'm sure you mentors and mentees can say the same. I'm sure that Ray's been great support for you too. And I'd like to thank the mentors, because you're an amazing group of people, amazing support system, part of the skeleton that helps to hold CI up and helps people get through that first 2 semesters that are so important. And thank you. And to the mentees, I want to thank you for making us proud, working hard and persevering through all of the bumps in the road, and for being a positive force in our community. And I hope to see you guys in the next mentor training. And so I'd like to introduce a few people to speak. And the first person up is Roland Ramirez. Thank you, Roland.
Okay. I'm a little nervous, so just bear with me. My name is Roland Mira. I'm 47 years old, and I was born in Manhattan. I have been involved with CI since the latter part of April, when I took the orientation. And one of the things that I always promised myself when I was incarcerated, that I would further my education. It wasn't really a bucket list thing to do. It was a priority to do. You know, most people have these bucket lists that, you know, they want to go back to school, and, you know, after they've been working for so long. And one of the things that I decided was that I was going to go back to school. And I don't know, I can't remember exactly how I got turned on to College Initiative, but I know that I owe that person a great deal, because although my journey's been a little bumpy, because I am not, I always say I'm not completely cured yet, because I still have some things that I have to work on. But one of the things that I am working on is my education. And my education has become the most important thing in my life. And it's so important that, Ray, I want to thank you, because I had a little bump on the road, and I was reincarcerated on a violation for a curfew, because I was going to the math lab in the Bronx, and it took me almost 2 hours to get home. So I was violated for a curfew. And College Initiative took the initiative to help me get back on the street so that I can continue on my journey in school. And I had to defer my start date from, I believe it was from September 10th to January. And because I didn't have certain paperwork, I have to re-register in I think, yeah, I have to re-register before March. But the thing that I really want to say is that, you know, one of the things that I've learned during this whole journey with College Initiative and my going back to school is that people need people. We need to help each other, and College Initiative has helped me to go back to school. Not only have they helped me do all the paperwork, the fees, the financial aid, everything, but they've also become like friends and family, where I now have a place that I can go to where when I run into a snag, I have the answers with my mentor, who is Miguel Pineda, who has been just a wealth of information for me, and a great help because he's been navigating me through, you know, all the rooms and all the places where I need to go to so I can get my College Initiative going. So it's been a great time for me, despite the fact that, you know, I'm still on paper, unfortunately, and I still have to meet all the criteria that comes with being incarcerated. But I just know that, you know, there's a program now, you know, where I can be involved with in whatever capacity, so that I can, in the future, not only help myself, but help some people along the road, because I definitely want to pay it forward. I never thought I would be able to go back to school for them because of money reasons and stuff like that. Not a problem anymore. I never thought that I was smart enough to go back to school. That's not even a thought in my head anymore. Especially after this math lab that I just did this last summer. I didn't think I would able to pass my just simple algebra, but with the help that I got from College Initiative and all the professors that are involved with them, I was able to pass, and I actually got a 64. I think the passing grade, no, 61. The passing grade was a 64. So they've helped me a lot. I think that for me, my going back to school will help me break the cycle of that whole recidivism thing where, you know, I've been to jail more than once, and I know that somewhere down the road, somebody that had, you know, gotten their degree and stuff, told me that, you know, an education will help you break the cycle, because it'll help you to move forward in life, not only with the work that you get and, you know, the opportunities that become, you know, that are open with an education, but the people that you meet also is a great, you know, is a great networking tool. My only hope is that everybody who is formerly incarcerated in New York State, because I'm not sure how many of these programs are around the country, and there should be more. My hope is that everybody who comes home from New York State and didn't get an education while they were upstate would take advantage of this program and get involved and meet some of the people that I've met, because they've just been wonderful. I mean, my life's changed tremendously since I've been involved with College Initiative. And I just hope that they take advantage of these programs, because it's a great program. It's a great program not only for the people that are already involved in it, because there's got to be a huge reward in being able to help somebody and just see somebody smile after they pass a test, or after they go, you know, for their registration, or, you know, these little simple things that, you know, people take for granted. I'm always very excited when I see them, and I just hope that people take advantage of it, you know, because it's a great program. And that's it. That's all I got. You know, thanks Ray, thanks to everybody at the College Initiative, my counselor, everybody. They've been wonderful, and they've helped me, you know, do something that I wasn't really aware that I can actually do without that extra help and that support. So thank you, and thank you for listening.
Thank you, Roland. Next up, we have Hernan.
Good evening, everyone. I'd also like to begin by thanking Norm and Ray both for hosting this. And I guess I just want to start off by saying my name is Hernan Corvente. I'm 20 years old, and I'm currently a student of John Jay College of Criminal Justice. I've only been out for 6 months after having been in the juvenile system for 4 years. And I feel it's an accomplishment on my behalf on actually, you know, coming out of the system and going straight into college. I managed to get my GED while I was there, and, you know, I kind of made a life-changing decision while I was in placement in terms of what I wanted to do with my life. And I decided that education was the only way out of that cycle, as someone already mentioned. I personally felt that the College Initiative program was going to be something that was going to be helpful to me upon being released. I was referred here by Alexandra Cox, and, you know, I want, even though she's not here, I thank her a lot as well. Through her, I met, you know, Charlene Griffin, and after that, I met Anthony Khalil Cumberbatch, and he's actually been very helpful as well in terms of helping me fill out financial aid forms and just getting me through the process into going into college. Now that I'm there, thank you, Nora, for again pairing me up with John Bay, who's also not here as well, but he's my mentor, and he's been great. I mean, when I first, you know, came out, I didn't really have people to associate with, or I didn't know really who to associate with for that matter. And he actually introduced me to a lot of people at John Jay, And even outside of it, he's actually spoken to me several times, been like a friend for me. And that's kind of what, you know, most of us coming out of the system need, or that we don't have. People that we can go to when we need someone to talk to. And College Initiative has provided that for me. So I really want to thank them for that. And right now, my goals, because of, you know, actually being in the system, are to, you know, get involved with actual policy change and things like that, which is kind of a little bit of what I'm doing now in terms of things that I'm getting involved in. And one of the greatest things that I kind of, you know, learned from different people that I've met in the system, that work in the system and that actually have come out, is that all across the board, everyone agrees that education is that one important tool that everyone can use to change the system, to change the individuals that are coming out of it, but it's not being, I guess, given the attention that it should. And I'm kind of one of those people that right now is promoting that idea, that we have to, you know, educate those that are coming out, help them rebuild, you know, the actual re-entry part of the system. And hopefully, you know, with the things that I'll do eventually, that I want to do and that I will accomplish at some point, I'll be able to make some changes happen as well through my experience and through the help of other people. And I just want to thank the College Initiative again.
Thank you, and we look forward to seeing what you're going to do. Next up, we have Randy Jones.
Hi, my story is a bit different. Randy Jones, 42 years old, just turned 42 in November. I know I don't look my age, a lot of people tell me that. But I'm into the entertainment business. I'm an actor, director, writer, producer. I have several shows that's on the internet now. I have a cable access TV show that comes on every single Thursday at 10 p.m. Time Warner Cable in the Bronx. Okay, you can catch it on the internet as well, on bronxnet.org. I started this business years ago, back in 1983. I started in the music business and rap and everything. Coming out of the housing projects up in Brooklyn, you know, hanging out with the wrong crowd, you know, crowd I was with, most of them right now either in jail or dead, or been to jail and got out and perhaps doing better for themselves. So, but there was always something I always wanted to do, you know, something special, something different, you know. So I didn't realize when I was a kid that I had a gift to do entertainment. Until one day, my mother, before she had passed away, you know, she was a church home woman, you know, raised me up in the church, like most of us I'm sure went. And she would say, you know, why don't you ask God to give you a talent? I said, I can't do nothing. And I didn't know what I can do, you know, because you're a kid, you're just busy hanging with your friends or doing whatever, watching cartoons and G.I. Joe, Mighty Mouse, all the stuff I was watching. So then I said, okay, you know, I guess she prayed and I prayed. I said, all right. So after that, I started getting into music, different music, and let me just start doing little videos and entertainment and stuff like that. Then I worked my way up. I did take a class at a community college in the Bronx called Lehman College, and it was like part of the TV station. So I took a little class and a little course and everything, and I kind of learned a little bit more about the business. I got certified and stuff and things like that. You know, worked in several jobs, still working and everything. I started, you know, a couple of movies that some of y'all probably have seen. Did a lot of background, extra work, lead roles, you know, such as a movie called I Pronounce You, Chuck and Larry by Adam Sandler and Kevin James, American Gangster, and a couple other, just to name a few. Starring in a film coming out that they're filming in South Carolina right now called Is This Love, coming out sometime mid-spring. And I just recently been trying to produce and do my own stuff. I write, direct, and do my own stuff and everything. And at this moment, I'm in the process right now. I'm working on a movie, and hopefully sometime by spring it should be fully done. Okay, got a screening coming up and everything. And also outside of the entertainment business, I talk with people. You know, I communicate with people and everything. I have a lot of connection with a lot of jobs and places that I have worked with And people ask me, look, I'm looking for a job, you know, recession, all that stuff. So I give them numbers, I give them information, websites there. Go ahead, go there. I used to work for them and stuff like that. They're good. And they'll take the information. You know, some people have successfully got the job. Other people I gave to and I haven't heard from them. So I assumed they either got the job, they took the information, or just took it and whatever. You know, I don't know. And basically, I just like getting, you know, I like talking to people. I like communicating with people. Also, I have like an internet show, a talk show, internet. It's called Keeping It Real with Randy Jones. I talk to a couple of people. I talk to people such as normal people that are very normal outside of the entertainment business, people that perhaps either been incarcerated and now they better themselves, or people that's in the entertainment business and now they want to do something else and stuff like that, or, you know, just talk with people and things. And I just pretty much like to get along, you know, and just like to really help a lot of people out the best way I possibly can. I've been overseas a couple of times, been to Africa on business a couple of times, loved it over there. And my next trips, I'm planning to go to Puerto Rico, London, India, a couple other places coming up the next year and everything. So I just wanted to share that with y'all and just say that what y'all doing here with this community thing is really a great opportunity. I've never been incarcerated, but I got family members who have been incarcerated. I have friends, people I know I grew up with, people I hung up with that's doing like 18 years, and people that I know that are doing life in prison. You know, I've been around that. I've never been to jail. I've been arrested a couple of times, you know, for hanging out with the wrong people, or even getting stopped by the police for something I didn't do that someone else did that I pretty much fit the description. You know, y'all know that black and Latino thing in the streets. I ain't to go there with that, you know. So, but I think what y'all doing is a great thing. It's really reaching out to the people, okay? Because if we don't help ourselves, who's gonna help us? You know, so this is like a family. If you never really had a family, or you had a family, your family haven't been tight with you, you know, God will always bless you with people that you could be friends with that's gonna treat you just like family. As long as there's a God, you'll never be left out there. So don't ever think that, you know what, you know, here I am, I ain't got nobody. God will let you know, no, you have me. And I'm gonna show you who you have me, because I'm gonna send people your way who's gonna help you. Somebody that can relate to you, okay? Nobody can never, you know, tell you something about prison or about whatever, you know, you're going through if they haven't been through it themselves. Okay, that's just keeping it real. You see, and I just wanted to share that with y'all, to let y'all know that keep smiling, keep doing what you're doing, because you're the teachers for the generation to come. Okay? All right. That's all I
Thank you, Randy. Keep inspiring people out there. Okay, so next we have Michael Martinez.
Hello, everybody. My name is Michael Martinez. I just want to talk a little bit about how I first came across the college initiative and my experience with the community thus far. I like to say that I feel like I went up to, when I first did time upstate, I went in kind of late for considering the type of involvements that I had and the types of risky behavior that I was engaged in. I went upstate when I was about 31 years old. By then, a lot of members of my community had already been incarcerated. A lot of who I thought at the time were, well, I didn't think they were pretty much part of my support system. Had been upstate, had been doing a lot of time. Some friends of mine had gotten deported, others had gotten murdered. And, I kind of saw the effects of, what happens in a neighborhood that's drug infested, and a neighborhood that is pretty much has a high rate of crime. But by the time I went to jail, actually by the time I went to prison, it was a transformation period for me. I transformed not just physically, but spiritually and mentally. And, for me it was quite different, because when I went upstate, immediately I associated the prison to a college campus. I had already attained my bachelor's degree by the time I went upstate. And because I was, I hadn't really made the best decisions in life, and I had a warped value system. I like to call it a warped value system because, you know, I was put on an educational track at a very early age, and I knew what the benefits of staying on that track would be. Because I came from a, you know, low working class family, and because economically, as a family, we struggled, you know, I resorted to, you know, like a lot of us, just making bad decisions and trying to make ends meet in a negative way. But when I went to, you know, when I was upstate, I said, wow, this reminds me of college. You know, the dorms pretty much, it was a lot of similarities. And during my transformation period, I realized, you know, school's always been good to me. Getting my education has always been something positive in my life. You know, why, I questioned, you know, why did I shy away from that path? And I realized that a lot of it had to do with the fact that I really hadn't mastered patience. I still haven't mastered patience, but, you know, I've gotten a lot better at it. While upstate, I believe, got my calling for wanting to become a social worker because I realized that I liked helping people. And I helped a lot of brothers out who pretty much, you know, really needed assistance with either writing a letter or just getting information, or, you know, who couldn't really advocate for themselves. And, you know, I didn't do it for any money or anything. It wasn't because I was in need of anything. You know, I realized that genuinely I like to help other individuals. And I had made the decision when I was there. I said, you know what, I'm going back to school when I get out. Definitely I'm going back to school. And why not go for a master's degree? You know, I never, I guess at some point, prior to being incarcerated, I kind of lost faith in the system. The reason I had lost faith in the system was because, you know, when I picked up my first felony conviction, I didn't know how to deal with the barriers that, you know, formerly incarcerated individuals face. In fact, I was terminated from a job when I was working in the Wall Street area because of my felony conviction after I was working. So at that time, and we're talking about probably in the late 90s, I didn't know that there was a support system. I don't know how big that support system was. I don't know if it really existed, but I wasn't aware of how to deal with, you know, with the barriers that people who've been incarcerated face. And basically the college initiative became that for me. I mean, we all went through transitional services, those of us that have been, you know, arrested and did time. But while I was incarcerated, I used to work as a teacher's aide, and I came across some information about the college initiative. And, you know, immediately I wrote to the college initiative, got a response back. That became one of my short-term goals. I said, you know what, I gotta go back to school, and I want to get involved with this community. You know, and I came home on work release, so I was pretty much got myself employed, and after that, immediately went to the orientation for the college initiative. You know, and I was sold. I was sold because of, you know, I believed in their mission, and I've been involved with the college initiative since about 2008. It's been nothing but, I believe, a blessing for me to have a community that supports you and to meet other individuals who are like-minded and also believe in the fact that education is probably, for me, the main thing that will make a difference in wanting to change our lives and wanting to change the lives of others. And I didn't just do this for myself. You know, I did this because as a parent, I knew that I needed to show my family and my children that no matter what obstacles you go through, it's up to you to change that around. You know, I wasn't in any way going to try to hold myself hostage to the experiences that I had gone through in the past. And, you know, I actually, Benet Rubenstein, who's the founder, told me that I was the first person who had actually gotten involved with the college initiative while on work release. So I was happy to be kind of like the pioneer in that area. And I took a couple of courses, pretty much just to get my feet wet. And to, you know, it had been so long since I was in school. I graduated in '95. Now we're talking about 2008. And I said, wow, it's been a long time since I had been back in school. But, you know, I was supported by staff members such as Cheryl and Benet, Michael Carey. And along the way, I've met other beautiful people like Ray and Honora, who, for some reason, you know, you just sense the genuineness in what they're doing. And before you know it, you know, networking through people that they know, I was introduced to other individuals, and I ended up going to Lehman and getting my master's degree just now in May of this year. And I guess the one message I could say, you know, I'd like to say to other people is that it's incredible the doors that open up once you attain the credentials that our society requires for you to be able to succeed. I know a lot of times the financial barriers get in the way, people feel they don't have time, and you know, it's all I needed to do was think about how much time I had wasted doing other things that were not productive. So for the first time I started believing that by me going to school and attaining a high education, this was an actual investment in me. So I had neglected my student loans in the past. I know I needed to kind of fix that issue, but I always looked at it as I'm investing in me. I actually felt like this was actual money that I was putting into myself and my future, and that it's going to pay off, you know. So my faith was basically telling me, you could do this. There's no reason why you can't do this. And whenever I felt like, you know, a little overwhelmed, felt like, you know, I don't have time, you know, all I did was think about all the time that I wasted out there doing unproductive things. That's all I had to think about. All the times I broke night and was just pretty much out there and pretty much self-destructive. So now, I guess, after attaining my master's degree, and I'm saying this to send a message to those who are in whatever point in time you're at or whatever level you're at. I mean, don't stop. You know, don't stop, because it only gets better. It gets better once you start seeing doors open. It gets better once you start networking within the community. And then, you know, a lot of the skills, you know, someone told me something this week which was pretty enlightening. He told me that he's bicultural. He's a bicultural person because he has, and so am I, because, you know, you have the knowledge from the streets that we grew up in, and you also have the knowledge from school. So that's a very powerful tool. You know, it's a very powerful tool to be able to, you know, relate to individuals who at times feel that, you know, hopeless and feel that they don't know anything better than to do negative things to succeed. And I'd like to consider myself a change agent, because I'm not only in the process of continuing to obtain, you know, upward mobility, I haven't lost my drive, and at the same time, I've just, you know, everything is materializing itself right in front of me. And that's the beautiful thing about it, because I'm, you know, right now I'm battling, you know, I constantly battle with, you know, complacency. You know, I've decided that I'm not trying to stay stuck, and I'm not trying to stay comfortable with just having gotten certain things. You know, I want to be as successful as possible, and I want to utilize the skills that I have and the knowledge that I've acquired both in the streets and, you know, through the education system, you know, to instill a sense of hope in people who don't have it. And I think the college initiative, at least for me, has played a major role in just, you know, reminding me that I have a support system, and they're just part of my support system, but just the fact that they instill hope in me has helped me throughout the process. You know, I kept going to the graduations every year just to say, you know what, I can't wait till it's my turn to get a plaque. You know, and I know it was just a matter of time before that happened. And even after graduating, look forward to meeting and coming and sharing with the individuals of this community, because this is important for me. I'm doing this for me. And it's to me, it's priceless, honestly, to just be able to have a community of people that support us and that understand where we came from and that are still looking and willing to help others. And you know, I think I'm pretty much like to see myself as a messenger. I'm out there also promoting the college initiative to individuals who don't necessarily feel that they can do certain things. The mentor training that we did over the summer was excellent. I've gone to a couple of other mentor programs, and I have to say that it's not the same. It was lengthy, it was thorough, but it was definitely something that enhanced my skills. So, you know, I want to thank once again the college initiative and the staff, because and the community, and just let you guys know that, you know, when those doors start opening up, there's no stopping us. All right? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael. All right, so next we have Jimmy Alexander.
Hello, my name is James Alexander II, and everybody knows me in the musical world as Jimmy Alexander. I'm a drummer, composer. I just founded the label Improv Music. I want to thank College Initiative for having me, especially Lillian George. She invited me. I count it a privilege and an honor to be here. I've met some people that are great people. Ray, Norm, thank them also. I want to say thank you to the mentors and the mentees for making the greatest decision you can make in your life, and that's to change your life through education. Just a quick little story. I became an unwed father at 19. I was in college. That took me out of college. And I didn't get back into college until the age of 37. But when I went back, I knew I wanted to study music. I was actually working on a fire department. So I was going to school full-time, and I was fighting fires full-time. And what that experience did for me, it shaped me, because I knew that the educational aspect, even though I was fighting fires, I didn't have the educational aspect I needed to succeed in what was my passion, or had always been my passion. And the 4 years that I spent at the Oberlin Conservatory of Music, that changed my life completely. I met people who had positive attitudes. And in my life, that was not something that you ran across very often. And it reshaped my thinking. And I came out of there, and I stayed around my city in Cleveland for about 2 more years teaching. I actually stopped fighting fires, and I was teaching music. And one of my older professors told me, he said, you know, if you really want to be the musician you want to be, you got to go to New York. You know, you're playing jazz. The only place to go to play jazz is New York. And so I just packed up everything in my truck one day, and I headed up 480 East. I entered into Queens College, Aaron Copeland School of Music, and I did that program in about 3 semesters, you know, and my eyes opened up even further. And I met a couple of people that said, okay, now you've learned enough to come out here in the street and learn how to play this music. And it prepares you. Your education will prepare you for your life experiences and whatever you want to do. So I'm just encouraging you, because of what I know that I've done and been through, and able to accomplish. Trust yourself to know that you can do it. You can do it. The seed has been planted in you. Your dreams are before you. Don't let anything deter you. Go for whatever it is you want to be, and be there. Thank you.
Thank you, Jimmy. For the sake of time, because it is 5 o'clock, and it's 5 o'clock. We're gonna do 3 minutes. We're gonna ask to keep it to 3 minutes each. And next we have Dante. Did you want to say a few words? Just say hello.
So this is Dante, he's Michael's son.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. All right, thank you, Dante.
Ray.
Okay, so as the Director of Counseling and Mentoring, I'm taking special privilege. I'm going to talk for half an hour, everybody listens to me. No, I'm Ray. I've met everybody, so I'm not going to reintroduce myself. What I wanted to talk a little bit about is, first I wanted to thank everybody that came here today, both within the community and folks who are sort of newer to the community. Thank you very much. For the folks in our community, I'm going to say to you, I'm going to ask you to do something, so I need everybody's attention. Bring more people. We like to have these events. We want to have people come out. And we understand it's not always convenient for everybody, but if you know folks in the community and you're like sort of dead set, you're coming to an event, let other people know. Remind folks. Ask them to come with you. You know, ask for chaperones. Tell them you don't feel safe coming to Long Island City. I mean, there's no food. You could get lost. It's like a wilderness out here, right? But no, convince people to come in, because, you know, what makes us different from other reentry programs, right? Because we're seen as a reentry program. That's what we tell funders, right? Because that's what they want to pay for. But at the end of the day, I don't know that we're so much of a reentry program as a community of successful folks. And I talked a little bit about this at the fundraiser the other night, but what makes us different from other organizations that help people with criminal histories is, first of all, we don't help anybody, really. What we do is we give people the tools to succeed. We give you the tools. I mean, how many people here filled out their own financial aid applications and their own applications and navigated the process? You know, maybe we made a phone call, maybe we typed a little bit of something in or whatever, right? But you did the work. And then after you're enrolled, which you know is one hurdle, right? You actually have to go to class and succeed, right? We don't do that for you. I haven't done anybody's homework in yet, or you'd have much lower grades. But we are a community of successful people. And one of the things I love about college is it lets you shift your identity. It allows you to become who you want to be, not what somebody's labeled you, right? Every one of us has been under some label at some point or another. And forget criminal history, forget, you know, hood rat, whatever, right? We could just say, you know, a woman. Having a college degree lets you shift your identity from being a woman, which has all kinds of stuff attached to it, to being a scholar, right? To being a productive person, to being a contributor, or from being, you know, young, right? There's a lot of ageism. We discriminate against people because of their age, and we dismiss people who are young as not having any credibility, right? But we all bring something to the table, and one of the things education does is it allows us to bring what we bring to the table in the most enlightened and forward way possible. So we're a community, and in order to be a community, we need to get together. We need to mingle. We need to network. We need to get to know one another, right? We need to not be strangers. We need to know that we can call each other in times of crisis and in good times for celebrations, to announce successes, right? So the one thing I'm going to ask, after again thanking everybody for being here, right, that is here, bring more people with you, right? We need to expand our community. We need to grow. We need to grow our connections with one another. We need to be the strongest community possible, because we are a unique community. We are a community of successful people. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray. Next we have Jalal.
Good evening, my name is Jalal Grounds. Thank you, Ray and Lenore, for having this. College Initiative has helped me a lot, personally and through school. And it inspires me when I see staff members who've been through the system and things of that nature. When I see how professional they are and how they're handling life and overcoming their hurdles, it shows me that I can do it too. And the mentoring program, my mentor, he helped me escape a lot of the pitfalls and things that would have happened, things that would have went wrong along the journey of going to school. So the mentoring program helped me a lot. And it's good to know that I could help other people too. Because when we come home, we just want to hurry up and go to school and do something productive. But there's predatory schools and a lot of other things that we have to watch out for. And it's good to be able to help people. Thank you everybody for coming. It's good to be here with my CI family, talking and networking and helping each other out. All right, have a good evening, y'all.
Thank you all for sharing. Andre.
Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing? I know you guys aren't used to seeing me dressed down, right? You used to see me wearing suits all the time, so you're looking at me like, what is this guy doing up there, right? So I just want to thank the College Initiative, obviously, for the work that it's done and continues to do in supporting people in their academic achievements. There's nothing greater than having someone to support you in an endeavor that will build your life. Nothing more important than that. And the College Initiative has certainly demonstrated that. And while there are various organizations and individuals and communities that are doing similar work, the College Initiative's unique approach really underpins what it means to empower people academically, socially, emotionally, even spiritually. And so when Ray mentioned earlier about this being a community, it is that in every sense of the word. There's a common union among individuals seeking to improve their lives by way of academia, and by extension, improve the lives of their families, of their communities, and as the young man mentioned earlier, the society, from a policy perspective. All of those things represent what the College Initiative is about, and I'm certainly honored to be a member of the College Initiative and certainly a mentor. But to be a mentor, you first have to be mentee. You have to be mentored by someone. And so while I am in a mentor kind of capacity, I am still being mentored by each and every person in this room. Whether it's Nora, whether it's Ray, whether it's Khalil, whether it's Stacy, whether it's Charlene, whether it's Benet, whether it's Cheryl, whether it's Nicole, whether it's Michael Carey. Each individual who shares with me something from their lives to improve my life has mentored me in some way. And why do you say that, Andre? Because if they have sacrificed something out of their lives to see my life better, they have just taught me a lesson. The lesson is to be of service to other people, to empower other people. And this is something that I'm very proud to be a part of. My name is Andre Ward. I didn't mention that, right? Nora did that. And I spent 16 years in prison. I went to prison at a very young age. And while in prison, this is where I began the process of transforming my life. And at each stage of my development, I learned something new. And through my academic odyssey, while in prison, I availed myself of what was being offered until the program was taken out of the prisons. And many of us, Ray and others, have experienced that. I've been released in 2009 of January, so I've been home 4 years. Voted for the first time in my life. And you know who I voted for, right? You already know, he's in office. I've been home 4 years. When I was released from prison, I didn't have an associate's degree. I now have an associate's degree. I didn't have a bachelor's degree. Now I have a bachelor's degree in social work. And in September, I'm scheduled to start at Lehman College's Advanced Standing 1-Year program for the MSW. the Master's in Social Work. And it doesn't stop there. After I finish that, I'm going to Peru to get my NPA. Why all these degrees, Andre? Why do we get all these degrees? It seems important? No. I understand we live in a paper society, as I think that someone alluded to in so many words. And loosely translated, that paper society means that people recognize you by credentials. In order to affect systems change, we must have credentials to justify our existence in those arenas, to change policy, to change legislation, to, of course, affect the kind of meaningful change within the system so people that are being released and are presently incarcerated receive those justified things that they're supposed to receive. Quality education, quality treatment, and upon being released, quality services from providers like the College Initiative, the Osborne Association where I work at, the Fortune Society, and a litany of other reentry programs that are out there seeking to empower others. So I'm grateful to be here. Don't want to take more than 3 minutes because I'll talk a cat of a fish wagon if you allow me to. Right? But I'm grateful to be here. I am a Brooklyn boy, Brooklyn holla. But in truth, and being very serious now, I'm grateful to be a part of a community of individuals seeking to empower themselves through academia and understanding that while I'm involved in this process and among this community, I can appreciate the universality of things. Each of us come with our own perspectives, our own cultural identities, but what unifies us around all those things is the college initiative and academia and our need to really change the system as we presently know it. So I'm thankful to be here, grateful, and certainly you'll see me in the suit at some juncture.
Thank you, Andre, for the inspiring message. Next, we have Mark.
Hi, I'm Mark Ramirez, and if you ever get a chance to talk publicly, you don't ever talk behind Andre because there's no way to know. If I had the choice, I started college not right out of high school. I skipped one semester and started college, and in my first semester, I caught my case. I caught a federal case, got sent away, Georgia, Jersey, Oklahoma, all over the place. The federal system sends you all over the country. And but one thing I knew was that I still wanted to get an education when I went to prison. And we were still able to do that for a while. But I was there when they took Pell Grants away. And we were not able to continue that education. They did offer some type of educational program, but they were non-transferable credits. I had most of the credits that they offered already. So I was really stressed about not being able to get an education while I was incarcerated. And I was really pushing to try to get programs back into our institutions and to get back into school as soon as I got out. If Charlene was here, she would tell you that I started writing her a few years before I came home. You know, because I heard about the college initiative when I was in Pennsylvania, my last institution, and I knew that that was the way to go, that I had to get college initiative sooner than later. So I started contacting them before I came home. And as soon as I came home, funny, I was still in the halfway house in the Bronx, and I was looking for an eyeglass place that I had gotten a pass to. And I bumped into Lehman College, and they had just moved from John Jay to Lehman, and I was like, well, I can get glasses some other time. Let me go check out College Initiative. Let me see if I can find them. Found them. My academic advisor at the time was Kirk James. Charlene had left for a short time. And Kirk and Cheryl really helped me quite a bit, you know, because I had never filled out a financial aid application. Contrary to what Ray thinks, that we all did our own homework, I didn't that time. I didn't know how to fill out the financial aid because earlier on I had gone, you know, CUNY schools, I was able to afford it, so my family and myself were able to afford it, so we paid out of pocket, so I'd never filled out a financial aid form. He sat me down. I wasn't real savvy on the computer. He sat me down at Fortune's old offices on 23rd Street, and we got it together, and from there, you know, I recently earned my bachelor's degree after 23 years, and now I'm in the law school application process, you know, so the College Initiative is helping me through that. I think we all understand here, and it's impressed upon us all our lives, how important education is. but I think what happens is we get lost, you know. I knew that education was important, but I was looking for that shortcut too. So I went to the streets and figured, well, I'm smart enough, you know, I can do what all these other people are doing. I won't get caught, and I'll go buy myself a franchise or open a business and live happily ever after. And you know, we see how that ends, right? You know, I remember some of you guys might be too young to know this, but back in the day it was like Miami Vice. So if you saw Scarface, right? All of us wanted to be Scarface, wanted to have the big house and a car, but we didn't realize there was no happy ending to that story. You know, that's the thing I missed in my neighborhood and watching these shows on TV and just not realizing that I'm seeing all this other stuff, I'm seeing all the glamour of it, but I'm not seeing the dead end, you know. But now, you know, fortunately I have another chance. You know, I'm living my life now and I'm doing well. Bought an apartment last year and now I'm looking forward to going to law school, so it's only onward and upward from here. And down the line we were talking about maybe PhD programs. We'll see how those go. But I want to thank Honora and Ray who are here from the College Initiative, all the College Initiative staff, and my College Initiative family. I thank you all for being a part of my life.
Thank you, Mark. We look forward to seeing you next.
So I just want to say, because she might be too shy to say this, Mercedes has her own radio show every Monday, right? We should use her. We should get on her show and we should talk about what's on our mind. It's called Breaking New Ground. She invited me as a guest. She gets a whole hour and she's an excellent interviewer, so she knows just how to ask the right questions. If you want to promote your program or if you have something personal that you want to get out that you think would be beneficial to the rest of the community, you should engage her. And I'm sure she'd be happy to have you. Anybody else been on the show? Yeah. So we got some witnesses here. You been on the show too?
Yeah.
So we got some witnesses, and we should listen to her. She needs listeners. And so you're gonna be getting an email blast about this next week. The station and what's going on there and all that stuff. We should support her because she's very supportive of us. And while I'm standing up here, are there any questions for the program, the upcoming agenda, anything for the new year? Any thoughts?
What's in store for 2013?
Okay, I'm glad you asked that. We are starting a college readiness training in January for the new folks entering. What we found, so last semester we had, for some of you know this, we had a bunch of new young folks coming in, right? And a lot of them had to defer because they just weren't ready. And what I realized was, I'm calling them to say, yeah, listen, your application got deferred. I'm all sad. And they're like, oh, really? Whew. Whew, I'm glad. Yeah, I wasn't ready yet. So what we wanted to do was set up a class to walk people into school. So it wasn't like, okay, great, your application's done, you've been accepted. Now jump in and succeed fast now, right? We want to ease people into starting into college, because there's a bit of culture shock that happens, right? College can be a very different environment than a lot of the environments folks come from, or the expectations even of high school. Even if you went straight to college from high school, college is a very different conversation from high school. Professors may have varying levels of support. So we wanted to prepare people to engage in the expectations of going to college. So the class right now is 2 weeks. It's going to be a lot of activities and a lot of exercises and not a lot of me talking, which I think people will like. And we're anticipating somewhere around 30 or 40 enrollees for the upcoming semester. Yes?
I have a question. Since I was deferred for March, can I be part of that class?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
And I have not learned how to judge the distance for the mic. That's why it's like,
Right here, so
is it right here?
Yeah.
Is this the spot?
that's good, right?
All right. Yeah. Any other questions?
Right on time, huh?
Perfect timing. So, having said all that, Lillian, I announced that you have a radio show. So, I'm going to hand the mic over to Lillian, and she's going to talk to you.
Hey, hi everybody. So, I am a mentor and I also tutor at College Initiative. I did have a speech, but I decided to change the pace a bit. I decided to sing. So these two pieces that I do are definitely very important, and I believe that they or contributed to the college initiative and the theme. It was actually birthed. The first one I'm gonna sing is Still Alive. It changed to Stay Alive during the time that I worked with some other individuals that is in the music business. And I realized that when I did stay alive, still alive, that was a frame of mind that I was going through a particular point in my life, and it was more like how would you say, you just want to let someone know that no matter what they did, you still survived it. So I changed that frame of thinking, and now it doesn't even matter to me. Staying alive now is the message, because too many of our kids and youth have been on over a decade of living a life of ready to die. So I turned it around and changed it to Stay Alive. So here it goes. Both versions. Still alive, they haven't killed me yet. Still alive, staying 2 steps ahead. Oh, they dread. Still alive, they haven't killed me. They haven't killed me yet. Still alive, staying 2 steps ahead. Oh, they dread. I have been through the fire and rain and learned there can be no love without pain. And even though I've changed, I'm the same. They tried to kill me, but still I remain. Still alive, they haven't killed me yet. They haven't killed me yet. Still alive, staying 2 steps ahead. Oh, they dread. 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 Stay alive. They haven't killed you yet. They haven't killed you yet. Stay alive. Stay 2 steps ahead. Oh, they dread. Oh, they dread. Oh, they dread. I seen that face before. I played that game and more, and learned that daddy catches up with you no matter what you do. I say stop clinging to your crew, cling to the truth. You gotta stay true to who? Stop being out just for the do, cause when you do, all you find you're hurting is you. So stay alive, staying 2 steps ahead. Oh, they dread. Stay alive, they ain't killed you yet. Thank you, thank you. It's still working, but I think it would be very good and motivated. And I didn't have a beat to go with. So the next piece, I wrote it on my way here, and it also has to do with the theme of college initiative. And hopefully the people that is taping this can edit it, make it sound better. So, and it's also part 2 to Stay Alive. I'm not ready to go, gotta live like I know tomorrow the sun will shine. It's getting hard on the road, but everyone has a role. Live and learn, pays off in time. You may not get it now, but soon you will figure out. You may not get it now, but soon you will figure out what your purpose is about. And I beg you, don't stay there in guilt, hurt, shame, or despair. And I beg you, don't stay there in guilt, hurt, shame, or despair. Get up now and make changes now that you know what is there. Get up now and make changes now that you know, see, and make changes. Thank you.
Thank you, Lillian, for that original composition. Really enjoyed that, thank you. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming, and have a happy holidays, guys. Keep up the hard work, and yeah, thank you.
Hey.
Woo!